Hello and welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I thought I'd just do more of a chill vlog voiceover type style. So I hope you enjoy. Today is an average Monday where I not only have my Human and Animal Physiology lecture, but also the lab that goes with it. So I thought I'd take you with me on this adventure. This will be a part of my college diary series. Alright, enough talking. Let's drive to school. So I have my Human and Animal Physiology lab this morning. The lab runs from 10:40 a.m. to 12:35 p.m. So it kind of sets the tone for the whole day. And this week we're starting a unit on cells and diffusion, and that sounds really simple, but it never actually is. And then also today we are getting our first official create your own experiment assignment. And that means we have to come up with a hypothesis and a purpose statement based on an experiment we design ourselves. So my first choice was the nutrition aspect of physiology. So I'm hoping I get that one. And we are also getting our groups today. A lot of today was focused on understanding diffusion, like how substances move across membranes and why that matters. It's one of those concepts that shows up everywhere in physiology, so it feels important to really understand it now. And then we also started talking through possible experiment ideas with our groups, which feels exciting but a little overwhelming. Designing your own experiment sounds fun until you realize you actually have to make it work. But I think my group came up with some really good ideas. Just within this next week, we have to finalize our hypothesis and how the experiment is going to work. So after lab ended, I walked to the library, and there's about an hour in between lab and lecture. And this is usually where I skim Canvas, work on other classes, and remind myself what's due and when. For physiology, my lab quiz 2, my post-lab 2, and the hypothesis assignment are all due next Monday. And Mondays always feel so long, so I try not to rush this part of the day. So today in lab, we did a couple experiments that really helped solidify the idea of diffusion and osmosis. And we had to fill out a packet during lab. I didn't get it done during lab, but I finished it during my break today. One of our experiments involved gummy bears and hypoosmotic solution and hyperosmotic solution. We would weigh the gummy bears before they were in the solutions, and then we would put them in there for about 15-20 minutes, check back on them and weigh them again. And it was pretty cool because the gummy bear in the hypoosmotic solution swelled up and a lot of the water swelled into the gummy bear and it weighed more by the end. And then the gummy bear in the hyperosmotic solution actually shrunk and it weighed less by the time we went to weigh it the second time. And then after I finished my packet, it was time to go to my lecture. And then this is where everything from the lab starts to feel more connected. Here's a fun little clip from my lecture today. Some days the concepts click right away, and other days I leave knowing I'll need to review it again later. Today wasn't exciting, but it was productive. I learned something new. I started thinking about an experiment, and I made it through a long Monday. Human and animal physiology is challenging, but it is meaningful for later on in my veterinary career. And thank you guys for coming along with me today on my low-key boring Monday, but I'll see you next time.